Okay, now I'm going to make a very delicious wheat and dairy sugar-free vegan raw dessert. So we've got it all in there. I have 1 cup of dates here, 1 cup of dried figs, 1 cup of apricots, and 1 cup of almonds. What I'm going to do is I'm going to then take 2 tablespoons of flaxseed into my processor here. And I'm going to blend that up into a fine powder, because if you just eat flaxseed by itself without soaking it in water and blending it, it'll just pass it right through. Okay, so we're going to take a little break here while I chop up all these ingredients, and then we'll finish. Okay, so I'm just going to show how I cut these up here. I've cut all these up into piles. It's a little time consuming, but it's worth the effort. So for the dried apricots, I stack 3 on top of each other and make 3 cuts. This recipe seems to be all about 3s. So make 3 cuts there, and then I just chop down. I can't do it very fast, but this way seems to be faster than chopping fast. So you get nice little pieces about that size. It's important on this recipe to get things good size. For the dried fig, see, I'm just going to take the flat, see how one part is skinny and one part's flat. I'm going to take this beautiful flat side, and I'm going to also make 3 cuts. And then I'm going to flip it and make 1 cut. Oops, some escaped fruits. Then I'm going to chop these into little bitty pieces, just all along the edge. The date is a little harder. It's got a seed, so you kind of cut down and you can feel it with your knife, and your knife will like slip to one side. Just kind of cut to the side of it. I'll just flip that little seed out there, and I make 1 more cut. Got 3 parts there. And I'm going to make little tiny cuts. The dates tend to stick together because they're so sticky. Then you can also chop up the date a little bit more like that. Okay, now I'm going to take this. I'm going to mix all this up. So I've ground up my 1 cup of almonds. It's not a fine powder, but it's a mixture of powder and, you know, little chunks. Can you see that there? Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my figs in here. I'm going to pour in not all of this almond powder. I'm going to pour in leave about 1/3 of that. I actually ground up those flaxseed by the coffee grinder into the food processor, because it's such a kind of a hard thing to grind up. Now, these dates are really sticky, and this fruit is, so really the only good way to mix this up is with your hands. Okay, I added my chips in here, and I'm going to add a tablespoon of unprocessed raw chocolate powder. And then I'm going to add a little bit of pomegranate juice. You can use water if you don't have pomegranate juice. No apples, no oranges, no grapes. So now this should start to come together much easier once you add that juice in. Ooh, isn't that nice? Can you get a look of that? Can you look in there? That look good? So you just kind of want to, when you squeeze it apart, so you mix up all the fruits evenly, especially those dates, and then kind of mush it back together. Okay, that's about perfect now when it starts sticking together like that. Now you're going to take little balls of this, and really make any size you want, and roll it up in your finger, and then you're going to dip it in that